So hello, today we welcome Sarah Tucker, a leader who began her journey at tifgroup with no prior experience within the industry, yet a strong customer focus, ethos and background. Rising from being a CSR in the contact centre team to Director of Customer Experience, Sarah and the team at tifgroup are a proud, forward-looking, people first, and take that approach to ensuring positive outcomes for every interaction. And now overseeing the UK and Mumbai contact centre, and now at the board level as a consumer duty champion. So Sarah, maybe we'll just start with a brief bit of background of tifgroup and the products and services that you provide.
Yeah, so tifgroup provides around 8 direct brands in the insurance space for travel insurance. So they range from kind of like bucket and spade holidays for families, sports products like dog tag. Am I allowed to say brand names? I just have.
Insure with?
Insurance, that's what I mean. Am I allowed to say them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And Insurance With, which is probably our flagship brand and the one that we're probably the most proud of in the work it does for being able to make sure that people can travel at an affordable price and have their conditions covered. Because we get a lot of people who are travelling without insurance because it's so pricing prohibitive. So.
And with actually quite a long-standing brand and a well-known brand, I mean, actually, how does, putting AI aside for a moment, how does technology kind of form part of the way in which you deliver your products to consumers?
I think by giving them the option. So we've got many ways that you can contact us. So we obviously got our contact centre so they can phone up and speak to our CSRs. We've got online presence, so the customer journey is continually being improved to make it more adapted to the customer, find out what their needs are and then present them with the right products. So Albert and Eddie being the most latest example of that, of really matching the customer's needs and then saying, well, these are the products that actually match your needs. Mm-hmm. So that's a form of AI sitting there.
So almost product selection based on what people need.
Yeah, you tell us what you're doing, what you want to do, what's most important to you to get covered. So is it that you want a higher cancellation level? Is it that you want to go cruising? And then we'll supply the products back to you. So you've still got the choice, but you haven't had to wade through 10 different policies to find the 3 that actually fit your needs. Mm-hmm. Albert and Eddie will deliver to you what the ones that you need are.
So product selection maybe being an example, but I suppose if you think about in the last couple of years, mm-hmm. AI is now so much more accessible to the populace. So how are you seeing this change the way in which people want to interact with your various brands?
Well, I think AI in its simplest form, which is where we've started, so we've dipped our toe in fairly recently to AI in having a chatbot online that can answer the questions for the customers, so that we're kind of like ring fencing our teams for the more complex queries at this stage and getting the AI bot to be able to answer their questions. And I think life now, I mean, everyone's got an Alexa, everyone's got wearable tech, and when you go onto a website, if you don't see live chat and if you don't see an AI bot, you're quite surprised. It's become the norm. Mm-hmm. And I think any insurers that aren't using AI from the simplest form to the most complex are going to get left behind. But we wanted to make sure that we started the process quite small and simple, learned from it, and then built on that to see what else we can achieve.
And how does that work within your organisation? Is kind of AI and AI outcomes kind of a board level objectives, and it's kind of for the people within the team to make it happen, or actually is it more departmental led? How does it kind of?
I think a bit of both, because I think so. For example, I know that the underwriting team use a form of AI. When they've got a lot of notes on a particular complex subject, they use AI to kind of like spin it out into more digestible format and simplify it. And that would have taken a human a couple of hours to do a really low value task, whereas the AI will do it, as you know, kind of like in seconds for you and produce it. So their time can be better spent on the more complex things, again, being developed into the next stage of their career at TIF. So it's not about replacing humans, it's not about a cost-saving exercise. It is about being efficient. So I think there's a lot of teams doing individual things, mm-hmm. And the contact centre with the bot online that we've got on Holiday Safe at the moment being an example of that. But it is very much board-led into our plans for 2025.
And how does the kind of the need of the policyholder and maybe even their feedback translate into the way in which you take AI into your business?
I suppose one of the things that we'd be looking to do is look at risk rating. So from a claims perspective, being able to spin out the trends and then be able to do the risk rating without manual intervention and things like that. So we're getting the best outcome for the customer and being more dynamic about it, not having to wait for everyone to trawl through spreadsheets and the like. So I think from that experience it will, and I think online, I think it's the medical area that we need to put the most work into next year, because I think that is the point where people struggle with the most. They need the comfort of having either a somebody or a something there to be able to explain things to them, put it into context and give reassurance. And I think at the moment that's what they're using the contact team for, which is great. But we want to see what else we can do with AI to make that a like-for-like experience. So if I'm online and I'm filling in the medical, it's just like ringing up and speaking to Susie in the contact centre and her taking me through it. Because as much, we're doing a lot of work with simplifying our medical question sets, with putting information online, but there's still more to do. And for a customer who is nervous of their conditions, if they've been newly diagnosed, or they're nervous that they've been to other companies, so Insurance With as an example, they've been to other companies who have not understood their condition well enough and given them a price that is prohibitive to them having travel insurance or going on holiday. They then come onto Insurance With and get a price that is right. And there's that nervousness of it's too good to be true. So I think it's the reassurance messages, the things that we can talk to them about as we're going through the journey that our team would do. How can we get AI doing that for us?
Good. So you've spoken a little bit about kind of the board level involvement in kind of AI and the roadmap for AI, and also the policyholder and consumer input. How are the people within the organisation, kind of you mentioned your Mumbai CSR team, how do they have the opportunity to either feed into direction or even make the AI better in the way in which it supports your clients?
Yeah, I think this is one of the learnings from recently employing the bot onto HolidaySafe, was that we did quite a lot of preparation. We were quite well prepared, but it's the things we learned from the team and the customers once it went live that's probably been the most valuable part of that journey, and then learning to adapt how our data's on the sites, how it's fed back to the customer. We think that we've written all the FAQs, but customers don't ask questions in FAQ language. So it's all things like that we've learned along the way. But as for the team, very general feedback really, as much as we know that they're our eyes and ears. So the contact centre teams speak to our customers more than any other department in the business. So they get to hear and see a lot throughout the day. That said, they're very busy and they go call to call, and sometimes it's gathering that feedback and making sure they're given the time to do that. So a couple of the ways we do that is we have every 6 weeks we have a conversation with the directors. So they can raise any questions about the business, we give them feedback on how we're doing financially, new products, whatever it might be. But we often do kind of like ideation sessions where we'll ask them something. The last one that was done was on our customer area. You know, from our customer's perspective and from your perspective, how can we improve it? What's there that we don't need? What isn't there that we do need, or rather our customers need? And they come up with a whole host of ideas that will keep our tech team very busy in January. So that was really good. We've tried other methods that have had varying success. So having a spreadsheet, a Word document, whatever it might be, put your question on there, put your idea on there. We've got some feedback, but tendency is that the first week they do it, and then it just drops off their plate. Like I say, they're more interested in the customer they're speaking to and the next customer that's waiting for them. So I think that those sessions, those ideation sessions, are take them off the phone, give them a chance to think. They haven't got to think about anything else but that subject, and that's when we get the real valuable ideas out of. So I think that has been really good, and the team enjoyed that. It's making sure you're planning that in so that you're still keeping your service levels up.
Exactly, the KPIs and metrics of the business. So obviously tifgroup isn't new to AI, but you're still learning.
Newish, I would say.
Okay, newish as most organisations are, and kind of still learning. And you mentioned interestingly about you've kind of done the appropriate levels of preparation, but then you kind of released something and then was new learning. So maybe for the benefit of other organisations within the insurance space, what may be some of the practical steps that you've learned through the use of AI that you would maybe kind of jump back a couple of years and tell yourself about those?
Yeah, I think going back on that, we prepared quite well with our marketing team, and we got them to update the FAQs, add new ones on there, make them more customer friendly, change the language, and that was great. But what we didn't do at that stage was do enough interaction with the team on what customers were asking. I think that we naively thought that we already knew that, because we got frequently asked questions, so that's what they were asking, and that's what we need to deliver through the bot, rather than a customer having to search through the FAQs. So we were improving that, but what we didn't think about was what the team could offer. So I think that would be the first learning, that I would have taken a team out of client services and made them more responsible for the bot that was going to support them in doing their work.
So what are maybe some of the core drivers for the use of AI within tifgroup?
I think for me the three core drivers are customer experience, customer effort and team effort. So the more the AI can do of the main tasks, the less the team have to do. And for our customers who need that reassurance piece, like I spoke about earlier, so customers that are travelling for the first time, travelling on their own, they might want to talk to somebody. I don't think that we're ever going to get to a stage where there are no phone-based support, but AI can definitely make sure the team aren't dealing with the more mundane queries that AI can deal with, and most customers want to be able to do that. If you see a customer's online, that's their preferred channel. They don't want to have to jump out to ask you something because they can't find it. So the AI can go and scrape our site, find the information, give it to them. They stay in the channel they've chosen. Our team gets to be available for the next person who doesn't want to use AI, doesn't want to go online, wants to speak to someone for whatever reason, because it's complex medical, because they're nervous, because they haven't got a computer. Some people don't, apparently. I don't know who these people are, but they don't. So we want to make sure that we're giving our team the best support we can, and we can develop them to be even better for our customers.
And I suppose it also gives that opportunity for, as you said, if people were on a certain channel, they may want to be more comfortable in interacting with technology. Something may happen that they then need to go back to a person. So it's that kind of channel shift flexibility as well.
Yeah, it is. I'll get very frustrated if I can't do something online, because I don't want to talk to somebody when I get home. I want to be able to do everything. I want to be able to self-serve. But we also want to be empowering our teams to have that stage of development that this will allow to be the best that they can be for the customers who do need them. That's our core drivers. It's not to replace people. I think it gives more opportunities in the business, AI. It doesn't lessen them, it gives more opportunities, and that's what we want to do.
Great. And I suppose lastly, you've mentioned broadly kind of there's some newer things for AI to come within tifgroup in the new year 2025. Any kind of ideas that you can share about kind of what the focus is and why?
I think probably the main two that I've mentioned are risk rating and also being able to do the quote sale journey with the customer. I think there's others on the list, but we want to see what's possible first.
Great. Well, Sarah, thank you very much. Really good interview, lots of learnings. Thanks again, and looking forward to talking more.
Thank you very much.